The Asylum by Zahid Zaman. For myself. Chapter 1. The Asylum. This is a tale so strange, if someone had told it to me, I wouldn't have believed it in 1,000 years. But now I know it to be true. St. Mark's Psychiatric Hospital is situated on the outskirts of town, near a densely wooded forest. It is newly built and has clean, shiny floors and walls. I remember one of the staff remarking to me once that the place was built out of cardboard, and to take a look at it and how flimsy and light the walls seemed to be, you might have thought he wasn't mistaken. When you touched the walls, the paint seemed to have an odd, textured feel, like oatmeal, and was thicker than it normally should have been. There were thousands of little inconsistencies about the place which should have clued me into the fact that something was not quite right, but at the time, on first starting, I was too enthralled with the whole thing of starting a new job to notice. But I did notice eventually, and I just pray it isn't too late for me to make a difference. The world is in great danger, my friend. A danger so terrifying it chills my blood even now to think of it. I am not being flippant when I say this. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart, but I will get to the danger in good time. First, let me explain the situation and set the background. My name is Zahid Zaman. I am a 31-year-old psychology graduate from the local university. I acquired a job working at the hospital a few months ago as a health care support worker, or what used to be called in days gone by, a nursing assistant. I was situated on Ward 4 out of the 7 wards available. My ward was termed short-term rehab, which meant the patient's stay was anything from a few days to about 4 years. There were 20 beds, half for male and half for female patients. Me explaining the layout of the ward and what each room was used for is of vital importance to this story. It's really important that you get an understanding of exactly how the ward appeared and what each room was used for. "You fucking bastards!" Christopher shouted down the corridor. Leon, Natalie, Tricia and I exited the conference room where we were having our tea. "What's wrong?" asked Leon, not happy about his tea being interrupted. He tended to get grumpy if his routine was interrupted. I looked around but couldn't see Maxine anywhere. The layout of the ward was in the form of a crucifix, something else odd which I didn't think anything about at the time. The main corridor was about 30 metres long and 2 metres wide. The floor was some sort of shiny laminate flooring which was an easy wipe clean surface. The walls were a clean barren white, along which at regular intervals was placed artwork. "You bastards," said Christopher, advancing on us. "Keeping me locked up in here like a caged animal." "Look," Leon said calmly, holding out his palms in an open gesture, as his 6-foot 2-inch frame equaling that of Christopher's. "No one's keeping you locked up anywhere. We're just looking after you until you're better." At the top of the crucifix, just as you entered the magnetically locking double doors, was the office, where the nurses spent most of their time writing